Greetings, everyone. I hope you all are well. It's Motivational Mondays. It's a thing. So today we have is a special, super special guest. We have Craig Reddick. He is a HVAC technician. We use him, and he's building a phenomenal business here in Milledgeville, Georgia. And that's how we're going to start the show today. Today, we're going to talk to Craig. And the reason we do this is because entrepreneurship is so difficult. I heard a saying from Elon Musk today describing entrepreneurship, and he described it like eating glass. And that is really like a visual for me. Like, it is that difficult. You know, it's like you have to really trust in yourself and know that everything's going to work out fine. You're going to have obstacles. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs, but if you just stay the course, it's so well worth it. So we'll start with Craig. How many years? We've known each other for a number of years, but we really got connected maybe about 5 years ago. About 5 years ago. And it was funny because my husband Travis was doing some electrical work at Prime Care.
Yes.
And you and your family were there. And I'm like going, because you're on a job site, but it's like you just trying to. I don't even know. I know I don't belong there, but I'm just there with Travis, and I don't know what I was doing. But seeing your whole family, man, that for me, when I see a man teach his children how to fish, I think that's like a whole circle of really fatherhood, because if you can teach your children how to fish and they can eat on their own, that's like top notch.
Exactly.
So tell us tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where are you from, how you started in the HVAC tech industry, and let's start there.
Okay. Well, I'm from the Bronx, New York.
Bronx, New York? No.
Bronx, New York, and my dad was very hands-on, and he was a plumber, and that even goes back to my grandfather. My grandfather owned his own construction company, and he did the same thing. I learned this, and that's why I'm doing it. He did the same thing to his kids. He had all of them, daughters, sons, everybody on his business, even my dad. He hired my dad to work for him too. And so as I was growing up, I'm always doing something.
Okay.
So my dad told me, he was like, once you learn how to fix something, nobody will never deny you. You will always have something. And so at that time, I was about like 120 pounds. I was real little. And we was doing plumbing in this big building. And I didn't like it. I was like, Dad, it's too much for me. So he was like, whatever you do, you better learn how to fix something. So that's when I went to Apex Tech in 97. And from there, I fell in love with air conditioning. I fell in love with air conditioning. It was a guy that introduced me to. His name was Mr. Stedman. At first, I walked out of the building because he was like, you got to do all this. I was like, he said, Craig, look around you. And I looked at every building in New York City. He was like, every one of these buildings got air conditioning. Everybody needed it. And I was like, looking around, I'm like, yeah. And I just went in and I did it. And that was one of the best decisions I made.
Wow.
Best decisions I made. So that was the inspiration to move forward with it, even from my dad and my grandfather. So I did it, graduated, worked for a company that called me on the phone and wanted to hire me. That's how Apex, and when you go to those technical schools, you're guaranteed a job after you graduate. And so that had companies bidding for me. And so I worked with Matrix, learned, and then I moved to Georgia in 2000.
Okay.
Moved down here in 2000. Nobody wouldn't hire me because they thought I was going to go back to New York. So finally got hired with this one company called Whitehead Heating and Cooling. he hired me, and this is where I first learned residential.
Gotcha.
We did commercial up in New York, and I learned residential. In the back of my mind, I was putting everything in my head. I said, I could do this.
Okay.
Like on my own.
Right.
And so I got my experience up over years and years and years, and it just grew from that point. So I made that tough decision to go out on my own as an entrepreneur, but it was a period of time. It has to grow on you, and I loved it, so this is all I want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's been 27 years that you've been working in HVAC.
Yes.
27 years. Wow. Because I know when you come by and you open up the panel, I be like, man, you better stop playing. I mean, it's too many. I'm like, what in the world? Oh my goodness.
The amazing thing about that is when I first did commercial, I was working with a tech, and he said, because I asked a lot of questions. I've always asked a lot of questions. And he opened up a panel, and all I seen was spaghetti.
Right.
I ain't know what, he was like, he told me this. He said, you're going to be a good tech because you ask a lot of questions. He said, when you see all this, he said, don't look at all of that. Look at what the simplest problem is for what you have to find.
Okay.
Because a lot of that stuff is just there, but whatever you have to find, you just go piece by piece until you find it. And I was like, and that stuck with me in my head. So whenever there's a problem, I do the simplest thing first.
Okay. The
power, and then what is controlled.
Okay.
So it's power and your controls. And once you get that, you can fix anything. Because everything has power source to it. So if it's not on, that means it's a power problem. And whatever is controlling, if that's not working, then that's your problem. So once you get your power and control, you're going to be good.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so what age, because I've seen like my cabinet guy, Mr. Mr. Williams, he says that from, I think, age 5, his children were learning how to build cabinets. 5.
5, yeah.
I'm like, you barely just walking. Like, what in the world? And he was like, and all his children know how to build cabinets, girls, boys, everybody. All of them know the skill set. So what year, how old were your children when you started? Let's go back. So one of the things that, like I said, I love about Craig is that not only does it's a family-ran business. So what age did you start your children learning how to?
Well, my oldest son, Shaheem, I started him when he was probably in his 10, 11, 12. He used to go out with me. At that time, my youngest son was just so small. But I had incorporated all of my sons with me. And about 10, he would come out with me, do certain things. And the amazing thing about that, starting your children with you just to come out, you know, just to look and see. He went to the Navy, and everything that I was teaching him, it helped him pass his test to get in the Navy because of schematics and stuff like that. And he called me. He was like, Dad, he's like, man, I'm so glad I was with you because passing this test, I was able to see and I felt so good. I was like, wow. And then he went on his thing. And then my youngest son, I had him when he was like 7.
Okay.
Tripping over line sets and stuff, and he's still with me now, so he's on point with it. And then I took my daughters out with me, and they crawl under houses with me. Okay. And that's an amazing thing for young ladies when they're young, and then to see them to crawl under house with you and work with you, it's a joy when you do it with your family. For me, it's been a joy and a privilege to have them do it. Although they do what they want to do, but I have her, my youngest daughter, my middle daughter, Kiefer, for the summer, and my other daughter, Neba, we have her sometimes. My other daughter, Kat, we have her sometimes, but that's my soldier right there. Right. So he's with me all the time because we're going to get him to get his contractor's license.
Absolutely.
And then, branch it even further.
Wow.
But all of them when they was young. Even my wife now.
Really?
When I first was doing it on my own, she was my first person with me. Okay. Because they were still really babies, and some of them wasn't even born yet. But the amazing thing about that is my wife is very sensual, And to see her crawl under the house with me, I turned over one day and looked at her. We both had spider webs. I was like, babe, you under here with? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that helps you keep going with your business.
Yes.
It's those kind of things that help it keep going.
Okay. So if you could go back today and speak with the Craig that was graduating from HVAC, what are like 2 things you would tell him to help him get to where you are? To help it, to ease the journey?
Right now, I would tell him, don't ever stop. Don't ever give up on yourself, because a lot of people will come in and tell you what you can't do. And that's one thing I would say to him. Don't give up and stop listening to broke people.
Oh my gosh. It's the broke people. They the ones that have the most advice. They the ones that know everything.
The broke people will always tell you something. They never even, how can, so you never experienced that. How can you tell me what not to do?
Yes.
Because the comfortability of a job is where I think that comes from. You know, as long as you get a check every week, it's gravy for you. But stepping into what we step into as entrepreneurs, if you don't go out there and get it, you're not getting paid.
That's it.
So I think a lot of people get scared at that point and get nervous. So that's another thing I would tell myself. It's not about the money. It's about what you gaining up here first, and the money's gonna come. It's the after effect is when people get rich. They don't go out there and say, I want to be rich. They go out there with a plan and they do the work first, and then the money comes.
Right.
And it's a blessing when it start coming, because it's like compound interest.
Yes.
It just keeps rolling in because you put the work in.
Yes.
And I had a good work ethic at that age anyway, working with my dad and everybody. So those are the 2 things I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know when I first told my father was a tailor for 35 years, owned his own business. I remember getting out of high school. I would get off from high school, go to his shop, and beg him, like, teach me how to sew. I want you to teach me how to sew. And he was like, never wanted to do it. And I'm like, what in the world? Yeah. And so I remember telling him 2014, I was like, I want to buy my first property and I want to rent it out. Oh, I never do that. I would never rent people tear property up. I mean, all this negative. Mean, when I tell you he had all the reasons why I shouldn't do it, but no, I'm like, you own one house. You never even done it, you know? So it's like, how can you even give me advice on that, you know?
It's people's mindset. And the good thing you didn't listen. See, you didn't listen to that kind of advice.
Yeah. And
sometimes in life, that actually helped you.
Exactly.
It helped you.
And what it helped me with is keeping my dreams inside. I'll share sometimes, but when people talk like that to me, I'll be like, all right then, I ain't
You gotta keep it moving.
Yes, then and then another helpful tip in entrepreneurship is having tunnel vision, because they're just distractions, you know. And then you think, I remember I was telling, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe like 4 months ago, my mom had said to me that when I call her and tell her about like the properties, whatever we're doing, whatever project, she was like, you be calling me bragging. And it's like, people really have no clue. Like, I'm telling you these things because I'm thinking you're going to be proud of me.
Exactly.
So it's like,
we have those, some of us have those kind of parents because they don't really know.
Yeah.
And then they get stuck in their own ways.
Yeah.
So I think our generation changed a lot of that.
I think so too.
Our generation changed a lot, because you think about the generations before that, they put drugs in our communities and stuff like that. So that group of people, And then when they birthed us, those nice 70 babies.
Yes. The love.
Remember that, the 70 babies, the strongest ones now. But the 70s babies, we changed that by our own mentality.
Exactly.
Because we either wanted more or didn't have, and we changed that whole perspective. And so that when we had our children, we didn't want them to be like how we were.
Exactly.
And that's what I think it is. That's what comes from that strength that you had to hear that and be like, no, we're not doing that. I'm going to do this. The same for me. I wasn't discouraged, but I wasn't encouraged.
Okay.
So it was still like, prove yourself. And now my parents are very proud.
Okay.
So
okay.
It does happen everywhere to a lot of people in different forms. It could be your brother. It could be your sister. Somebody can be jealous of what you have and what you're getting. And those little things happen in our families. Jealousy is something that really is there a lot. So glad you overcame.
I mean, I really had to scale out and look at it. I often say that I look at life like a chart,
it's a cycle.
chart, yeah. And in trading, you have 1 minute charts. You have, like they go from minute to, you can go a second chart, a daily chart, a weekly chart, a monthly chart. And that's how I had to deal with my family. I had to scale out and look at them because I'm like, okay, hold on. I was born in 1969. 1960 is like, I can't remember what year the riots were in DC after Martin Luther King was assassinated, but it's like, yo, my mom tells me she remembers picking cotton because my mom's from South Carolina. So it's like, when I scale out and look at the big picture, I'm like, oh, wow, you're like a step from slavery. You know what I'm saying? So now it helps me understand, like.
It's a mentality.
Yeah.
It's definitely a mentality.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know my cousin's daughter, we were talking, and I was saying how my grandmother used to be so rough, and Nia said to me, she said, I think their roughness gave us the opportunity to be soft. And I was like, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
We definitely were soft on the house.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Okay, so 27 years in the business, 2 years as like an official owner, right? So, what surprised you the most about running the business that nobody ever warned you about?
Taxes.
Next question. No.
Taxes and the thing about nobody warns you about when you have a business. It's like everybody comes, whether it's insurance, whatever. You have to set up so much stuff in order to do your business that it hurts the business. Because when you first start, it's like now you're at this point where okay, I'm trying to generate money. But everybody is saying you gotta set this up, you gotta have this, you gotta have this, you gotta have this. So your money is already going out before you can, do it. So that was the thing that I didn't know about that part. But once I eased into it and I did my first year of taxes, it was like, oh, okay. It helped me to understand it now, understand it now, as far as what you can write off.
Right.
And so now it's even better for me going into my next year, this year, because I know how to work a lot of little kicks I didn't know before. Because it's never really what you're doing, it's all the other stuff.
Right, your systems.
Yeah, it's the systems that's in place. So it's not you being able to make the money, it's everything else that comes with running the business.
Okay.
So I actually had a guy, Mr. Troy Young, like he owns his business a long time and people was trying to sue, his employee. So you dealing with those kind of things you don't think about.
Yeah.
When you being sincere and you go to hire somebody and you want them to do the best thing and they turn around and want to, because of the title business. I think with that title comes a lot of that responsibility that you got to prepare for, put money in escrow, doing certain things to make sure you stay in business.
Right.
And so that is the one thing that I really was like, nobody told me about that part. You would hear it, but when you actually doing it, it's different. So, yeah.
So one of the things, the actual house that we're sitting in right now, you and your son installed the HVAC system in this property that we're sitting in right now. Yes. So we really do use Craig, right? Yes. So one of the things that make me feel so comfortable with dealing with you is that anytime you show up to the job, okay, let's go back. Okay, so because I see you branding now. I see your advertisement, your marketing, you know, and I'm like, okay, I see you, you know, and then whenever you come, it's always a pleasant, you know, it's always very pleasant dealing with you. It's never like, oh God, here he comes, you know, it's always like, hey, and it's like almost like a family feel, you know, so how do you keep that energy going when you have to show up to somebody's house and it's in the middle of July in Georgia and it's 100 degrees and their AC is not working and they are on fire?
Yeah, I'm a very spiritual person, so, and I'm a people person.
Okay.
That's what helped me in this business because I love people. And knowing that I'm a person of service, that's my job. I want to serve a person to make sure that they straight so that they can refer me to somebody else.
That's it.
So that's the motivation behind my head. I don't do it for money because I know I'm going to make money. I do it for the service of that person because that's how the cosmos rewards you. Yes. If you're a person of service, you're going to always have.
There you go.
So it just circulates. I do a good job, somebody refer me to somebody else. And then it just keeps going. And that's how my business built in 1 year so fast because of referrals. Okay. So like you, you know, you guys referred me to somebody else that referred, you know, so it keeps going. And so when I go to somebody's house on a 100-degree day, in the back of my mind, I'm looking at when I get their system going, they're going to refer me. Yes. And so I always show up with a smile. And through training too, I learned a lot of things in working with other companies, the training classes, you know, being more professional, being courteous, being on time, you know, making sure you ask the customer what they need as opposed to telling them what you want to tell them. Exactly. And so with my company is I'm always going to be honest. Okay. I think honesty is the best policy in this business because there's a lot of crookedness going on in the HVAC field. Listen. And I've seen it. Yes. I've seen it firsthand. So I always approach the situation like, let me see if I can fix your AC first before we say replace. Okay. And so, but I love people and I'm always going to be happy. Now, some people will, you know, but you got to be professional. So you got to keep all that to yourself. Go out, you might have to go outside sometimes because when it get hot, people do get their nerves, but 9 times out of 10, I'm likable for a person because I treat them the best way I can, which is I got to serve them. Yeah. I'm serving you, you know. Payment is just the byproduct of it. Exactly. But once I serve you and you're happy, I'm happy. Right. Because now I get in my truck, I'm like, yes, we did another good job. So that's where I stand with that.
Awesome. So, okay, looking ahead 1 year from now, what are your goals that you hope to accomplish? And what does success look like to you?
One of my goals that I want to accomplish is, and it's happening very soon, I'm going to have another truck. And so with that, I could be able to handle a lot more things with my son in the truck and me in the truck. And so that's going to happen soon. I'm already looking at certain trucks that I want. But success is to me is where I'm at mentally and what I've done to accomplish it. First, my success was even going to the process of getting a contractor's license. Okay. Doing it for a long time as I've been doing it, it was great, you know, working for other companies, getting experience in. But when you get that contractor's license, that was one of the proudest moments for me because I always wanted one. And to get it, to have it, to see the paper, to see okay, now you're official, you're legit. That was success to me.
Okay.
Just having a contractor's license, because now all the doors that was closed are now open.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful feeling. And I know that nobody could take that from me because I did it.
Yes.
So, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, so what tips would you give to the listening audience to keep their HVAC system working properly?
More than likely, you should have a maintenance plan. Maintenance is very good. This is like your car, your oil, your condensing units get dirty, your air filters. Sometimes people don't even know where they are, or they never change them.
Right.
And that strains the blower motor, and then it actually can burn out compressors. So tips that you always get maintenance, make sure your condenser coils are clean, and you change your air filters. That is most definitely the most important thing.
You know, I've been to rental properties that people may have been living there for over a year and never changed.
Yes.
Them filters look, I mean, like.
I went to a house just the other day, me and him, and the guy had the couch over the filter. He was wondering why the AC wasn't blowing or working right. And the couch was over the filter. So we had to move the couch over. Filter's clogged. No air is coming out. I'm like, oh my, but he wasn't there. Like we got let in. So I moved it. And when we took the filter out, it's like you could hear the house breathe. Like it was like,
thank you. Yeah.
So some people, man, they don't know where their filters are. And you have to know that. And if you move in a rental property or your own house, look at where your filters are. Look at the ceiling on the floor to find them. Look at the size they are. And you can go to Lowe's or Walmart, but you have to change them. That's the biggest problem with AC is nobody never checks it. Even if you get a new system, you think it's going to run forever, you never check it, you have to check it. You have to get a maintenance plan, and that will keep your unit running longer.
So how often should you change your filters?
So some filters are 30 days, some you have 60 days, some 90 days, and then you have media filters. They are by 4s, and you change those once a year. So a lot of times people do that where they don't want to change their filter, then we can come in and put a media filter there, put the 4x4 in there, and they won't have to worry about it for a whole year. So, but normally standard filters every 30 days.
Okay. So what advice would you give to someone who's taking steps to achieve their dreams?
First of all, you have to know what your dream is. You can't be confused or have 5 different things you want to do. You have to know exactly what you want to do. Once you know what you want to do, you execute it. You write something down on paper. Don't write it on your tablet. Don't write it on your phone. Put it in your hand to paper. Make it stick in your mind, because people don't realize that when you put it on paper, you will remember it more than your tablet or your phone. You have to write it out. Once you write your plan out, keep going to it. Yes, you're going to get distracted. Everything in its way, because it's a universal law. Everything is going to see if you really want it.
Exactly.
So you're going to be met with resistance. But once you pass the resistance, dreams are very, very possible. And make sure it's, because some people they might want to be a doctor and then find out what a doctor takes they got to do. They don't want to do that no more. So make sure it's in line with yourself.
Yes.
Because dreams are real crucial for you, and knowing that it's in alignment with you and it's something that makes you happy. Don't do it for money.
Okay.
Don't ever do it for money. Money is like, it's an illusion. It's really currency, and currency is energy. So if you do what you love and you have that kind of dream, all the other stuff is going to come.
Yeah.
It just takes time, and you got to give yourself time
to
grow.
Oh my gosh. That's one of the main things for me, because for me, entrepreneurship came really fast. Not fast. I remember, let's say, when I was a little girl, when my mom and my stepfather first started dating, he had a housekeeper. And I was like, how much much you pay her? You know, and he was like, oh, she come twice a month. I pay her like $100. And I was like, I'll do it for 50. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it for 50. I'll come twice a month and clean your house for $50, you know? Okay. So it's like for years, people would say I was a hustler. And when they said it, for years, I used to be offended. Like, no, I'm not a hustler, because I looked at being a hustler like, you know, from the city, you know, you getting hustled, you know, it's derogatory, you know. But then after years, I'm like, oh yeah, I am a hustler. You know, I am a hustler, you know, so.
We are. All entrepreneurs have that hustling gene, no matter how you think about it, because we want more for ourselves and we want to do it. We're not cage bird. I call it cage bird mentality. Some people like to be stuck at a job. They moving with the cows and everybody's complaining. But entrepreneurs, we have a different spirit. We like, you know, we can do something.
Yes.
We can bring something to the table to offer our people or even ourselves.
Yeah. So
when you have that sense of service in your personality, you're gonna achieve it. Mm-hmm. You're gonna achieve it. But you gotta have that gene. You gotta have that gene. Right? Everybody don't have it. It's not to say you can't succeed, but an entrepreneur has a certain mentality. Okay. We got I don't care how many times you knock me down, I'm getting back up.
I mean, they say how KFC, it was like hundreds of no's before he got a yes. Yeah. So it's like,
you're gonna go through all of those no's. Yeah. When you get that yes, it's like the sun opened up, the clouds moved out of the way, the sun shines on you, and you're like, man, and you go with it, and then you get more yeses. So, but in anything that you try, you're gonna be resistance. You just gotta do it. And for me, I like the fact that when I was on my job, which was air conditioning, I was still learning. Yes. So for me, everything was working perfectly because I was doing what I wanted to do when I was just picking up information from a lot of the companies that I was with. And so, I love it, but you gotta have the gene. Yes. Because certain people is not gonna do it. They don't want to work. They want to be, just want to be there. Right. And that's the life that you will have. So anything in what we call the all, anything that you want to do, you can do in the all. You can do anything, but it's you. Yes. And so you got to read too. Okay. Read some books. Educate yourself and pay for those classes. Whatever classes you have to take, don't look at it as I'm just wasting money and spending money. It's an investment on yourself. Because when you take that, you learn, you get to mix with a lot of different people from different backgrounds on how they succeeded and their success stories. And a lot of those times that helped me too. Looking at somebody else succeed means that I can succeed. And so we do have that effect on each other. When entrepreneurs get together, we do help each other. Because when you watch somebody, you're like, man, I could do that. So it gives you that inspiration instead of being on a job where everybody's complaining. It just drains all of your energy and all of your stuff. So get out of your own way and go around people that's more successful than you are. Yes. Yeah. And that's the thing, like when I was working and I worked at an airplane plant. They build airplane parts. And I used to go into work all the time, and I used to tell the people I work with, I was like, people that I grew up with would not believe what I did. They would not believe this is what I'm doing. Let me tell you. Like, and I said, like, oh my gosh. And I used to be I had caught myself I worked there almost 15 years. And I caught myself like 10 years in, like, nah, you got to stop looking at this like it's a job. You got to look at this like you building a foundation. And when I started, and one of my good friends, I started doing security. I worked security for like 5 years. Best job I ever had in my life. Security?
Security, bro. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. I used to get so much done, I mean, all I have to do is like, hi, it's like, oh, you need to talk to Mike, call him for him. It's like, oh my goodness, so awesome. But I was doing security at the plant, the airplane part plant. And this gentleman used to come in, David Swain. He'd come in every morning and not every morning, but he would stop often. And like, what do you want to do? You know? And so I was like, I want to buy houses. And he was like, well, go ahead and buy a house. You can do it. And I'd be like, I don't have no, you know, I don't have anything, you know. And he was like, you can do it. You don't have to have it perfect. You can do it. He would tell me that all the time. And it was funny when when we closed on the first property, I was working with him. I was like literally we were in the same like team together. And it's like he's seen me, you know, like develop into, and then when y'all bought the second one, we were still working together. The third one, we were still, you know, working together. And that's the thing. It's like, it's all here.
It is.
And I say it all the time. You can do anything you put your mind to.
And that's the thing about him, because you will have somebody in your life that will say something and it will spark you too. Yeah. They will give you the best encouragement, never give up.
God.
So you'll find yourself around those people too. So that actually encourages us too. Because, you know, once you get up the negativity, but you will always find somebody will come and say, you can do it. Yeah. Don't listen to them people. You can do it. Yeah.
And then I remember a friend of mine was like, nah, Mo, you need to start saving money. And I was like, I can't save no money. I ain't got no money to save. Right? He's like, Mo, you got money to save. I was like, I don't have no money to save. And then when I scaled out and really looked at the big picture, I was like, all right. So then I was like, I got super disciplined, bro. Oh my gosh. Any money that I made outside of my job, I did not spend. I did not. I was stacking everything. Like any tax returns I got, and that's the time when you get a check. Yeah. I had like 4 checks. Just that, like 4 years straight. I wasn't even touching them. I'm like, if I cash it, I might be tempted to use it. Yeah. Or I would cash them and put them in money orders. Because it would be like I had to take multiple steps. So I couldn't just touch it. Yeah. Exactly. And you know, money orders never expire. Yeah. Postal money orders. So I was doing, I remember the first house we closed on in 2015, we had to get trees cut down. And so the guy, his price was like so amazing. It was like the universe was like, here, I'm going to give you a gift. Yes. You know, and I was like, thank you. I think he charged $700. We had like, it was like 5 trees. And you know the trees, those trees are like almost touching the sky. And I mean, we got off work one day, me and Travis, and went over to the house, and the guy was up in the tree. He had climbed the tree. He was up in the tree. He was doing this. No, it's like so true. Like he was doing this, and he had the chainsaw on his side doing this. It was so like crazy. Like the half of the neighborhood was out watching him. Yeah. And he cut that tree down, and I remember he was like, okay, this is the last tree, because he was just dropping them for $700. He was like, you gotta take care of everything. I'm just gonna drop them. Excuse me. So the last tree, he was like, he had a guy with him. He was like, but I need y'all help because the tree might, you know, sway towards the house. So me, Travis, my son, my girlfriend's son, and a coworker. We're all in the back holding this line for the tree. And when I tell you, bro, oh my gosh, he cut that thing. He cut that thing, and that tree started going towards the house, and we're like, oh my God! Oh my God! And, wow. And it fell our way. It was, oh my goodness. That was like...
Yeah. That's a scary moment. Like, bro, you know what you do? Well, you done cut 4 down, right. Don't let this be the domino one hit my house.
Oh my goodness. But
that's a gift that we do have, because once you have your goal, like the universe will open up doors for you too.
Oh my gosh. Man.
And it will send you people that will help you on your journey.
Yes. I tell my son all the time, I was like, it's a known fact, if you're on the side of the road and you have your hood up, 9 times out of 10, nobody will stop. But if you behind that car and you pushing that car,
everybody will stop.
Everybody will give you a push. Yes. Everybody's willing to give you a push.
It's true. That's true. That is so true. Oh man, that is true. I was coming in my road, and the guy was pushing the guy's car, and I knew that he was, and I stopped right there.
Yeah.
And we all helped him push his car on the side. It's true.
Yeah.
If you see somebody, you be like,
push. Yeah.
You don't know what that's about right now.
Yeah, right.
Call AAA right now. Like,
you need a mechanic.
But if somebody's helping,
yes,
it tends to make you do it.
Yeah. And that's one thing in Islam that I used to love. That saying, you make one step towards Allah, and Allah will make 10 steps towards you. I love that statement because it's so true. You know,
it is true.
Yeah.
It's true. The universe will actually help you with your goals. And that's why I say about fear. Fear stops people from doing everything.
False evidence appearing real. Fear.
It's fear. It makes you still. And then procrastination sets in.
Oh my gosh.
And then you would never get nothing. And you look at time, and time is not going to wait for you.
No. So
time goes by. So those things do creep up on you when you become an entrepreneur. It's moments where you get nervous and you're like, can I do this? All that kind of stuff. And that's that fear stepping in. And so once you overcome that, you'll succeed in anything. But fear stops a lot of people.
I know.
I mean, they just be scared about what they think is going to happen.
It's not even real.
It's not real. It's an illusion. Like, it didn't even happen yet.
Right.
You putting that in your mind based on what you've seen or what somebody else done.
Yeah.
But let it be your turn so you can experience how to succeed. And failure is not bad. You will fail before you succeed.
It's all lessons.
It's a lesson. Each failure is like, we call it a learning curve. It's going to teach you the next time you do it.
Yeah, you won't do that again.
Don't do that again. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But you're going to go through those processes. And I think for me, I'm not scared. I was never scared. Ever. I wasn't scared. I was just procrastinating.
Okay.
So once you get it together in your mind, because you know your job, you're going to start complaining about, why am I still here? This ain't working for me. And so when that start kicking in, when you trying to live a better life for yourself, but all your money's going towards your bills, that's when it starts to give you that nudge. And that jug was nudging on me like, you know you can get your contractor's license, right? You know you can start your own business, right? You know you could. And so those questions was keep nudging and nudging until I finally did it.
Okay.
And now, you stepped on the other side. I'm on the other side of cash flow quadrant now. I'm in the business now, so. And then we can invest. So you can take your money to invest in other things and let that money make money for you.
Come on. That's when you really get to it.
Yeah.
But okay, so I asked everyone this question. It's the reason I do this. And it's not last but not least, okay? What keeps you motivated?
My family. Looking at them, my family is my ultimate motivators, because when I look at them and I'm a successful person as a husband and a father, it's so gratifying. So it makes you want to do more. It makes you want to keep going. It makes you, because at the end of the day, it's legacy too.
Absolutely.
So when I transition, I want my picture on the wall. Like that's my dad right there. Like all those things. Like I idolize my grandfather. And my father. My father's still alive. My grandfather can do anything. And that's why I think I took most of that from. And he couldn't read, couldn't write.
Oh my God. But
he was a master at fixing anything. From construction, big trucks to you could not cheat him or none of that stuff. And he knew, like literally, he just knew how to do everything. That's why when I think about my grandfather, I'm like, I want to be like that. Like he knew how to do everything. I'm talking about cook, raise kids, business. He couldn't read the signs, but he knew how to navigate New York City. Had a cab. He can, like my mother's. Well, I would say my grandmother had a brother who was lost. My grandfather never been to Long Island before. He told him, he said, "Where you at?" He described where he was, and my grandfather found him. That's when I heard that story, because my uncle told my great uncle Richard, he told me, he said, "Your grandfather was something else." He said, "I was lost one time, and your grandfather found me, and I live here. And he found him, and so I used to hear a lot of stories, and I seen it firsthand myself. My grandfather was a genius to me. He was a natural navigator. And so what made me happy one day is my aunt, when he passed, my aunt Judy, she told me, she said, you know who you remind me of?
Wow.
She said, you remind me of Grandpa.
Wow. Because
when I came up there, we would give, our family, we give everybody, we just give. And he said, Dad, you look just like my dad. Because that's all my grandfather did. He would take the whole block on pick. I mean, that was the type of person he was. So that was my inspiration. And then my dad was a talker.
Okay.
And he talked my head off. But every time I would get in a situation, I hear his voice. To this day, I still hear my dad's voice. You better. And so that was inspiration for me. And I think that's why I helped so many people, because a lot of people didn't have what I had. I had my grandfather in my life and my dad.
That's spectacular.
And so by having them, they set markers for what a man should be. And so I learned from that and do the best that I can for my kids.
Yes.
That's what keeps me going.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to wrap up. This has been a great interview.
Yes.
And it's funny because yesterday, a friend of mine, her daughter passed away. And, a few weeks ago, my children's father passed. And so I have been, telling myself, and after, my father passed away 3 years ago. And that's the closest person that I've ever had to deal with that. And I mean, not only that, I literally spent the last 7 days of his life. He was calling me come. I mean, he was intubated, so he couldn't talk, but he kept writing it. And the nurses was calling me he must have been writing it like crazy. And they're calling me, and I'm like, because we have been back and forth, and we go, and he'd be like, oh, he gonna go to rehab. Okay. So I'm thinking this is another, incidents like that. But spending the last 7 days with him in that hospital room really just put a new perspective for me on life, And yesterday going to my girlfriend who lost her daughter unexpectedly. And, she was saying how her daughter's husband is walking around saying, why couldn't it be me? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how pivotal she was into her family. And I totally forgot what I brought that up. But, it's going to come out as soon as we get to the door. I'm like, oh, that's all right. But I say that to say that life is just so precious.
It is.
It's so precious. And to see you here with your children, it's just and then you're talking about your grandfather. It's just.
Yeah. I'm truly gifted in that regards. And that's why I know that, because after you get past 40, you start to know what your purpose is.
Oh, my goodness.
And so, from my 40 to my 50th birthday, I got more into what my purpose is here. Because I think that's another thing that people need to find out about themselves.
Absolutely.
Know what your purpose is, and once you do what your purpose is, life is so much better living.
Yes.
You actually living instead of dying.
Yes.
So, I know my purpose. My purpose is to help humanity. In all facets of life, because I was gifted in a certain way. And I learned that from a master teacher. And he taught us, if you can cure, you're supposed to be curing. If you can heal, you should be healing. Anything that you can do, you should be doing it. And so that's the token that I take, and that's what I do. That's what I strive for. Air conditioning is just a vehicle. It's just a vehicle to establish a goal to a goal. And my goal is to serve humanity, be the best person I could be.
Awesome.
So life for me is like that, and we know that people do transition. The thing is how they transition.
Yeah.
That's what we all prepare ourselves for right now. How do you want to transition? Do you want to transition sick? Do you want to transition worried or feared or anything like that? So in that next stage of transitioning, you preparing yourself while you're on the planet, so that when your transition comes, it's no hindrance, there's no blockage, there's no stuck in the cycle.
Right.
You know, you don't have to reciprocate to come back here.
Right.
A lot of people don't know that too, that, you know, once you master yourself here, you can actually keep moving on and further in your universal life. So I learned all those things too. So that's what helped me help other people going through grievances or losses and stuff like that. So me and my wife, we basically counselors too. We just help a lot of people. Yeah. And so I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now I remember what I was gonna say.
See?
So I went to see her because when I lost my dad, one of the things that I feel like when somebody passes away, you do not call them and be like, oh, my condolences. Let me know if you want me to do something. You don't. I think you should not do that. I feel like if you can show up, show up. That's it. Don't give someone who's grieving an assignment. Like, I need you to, let me know. You know what I'm saying? I think it's so,
it's I think it's more of a tradition.
Thank you, but it's
where everybody would say, it's like they programmed to say that to make the person feel better.
Right, no.
And I agree to a point where when somebody does pass, you give that person a little bit of space, a little bit of time, but you don't want to be like not calling, because I think if somebody doesn't call you, it's almost like you didn't care. Yeah. So that's why it can be a little on both sides of it, because if you lost somebody and your mother, nobody called you, you like, dang, I ain't even called me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to take it in both ways. Somebody give it if they sincere.
Right.
Because some people it's just a word that they put on there.
Yeah.
So a lot of times this is sincerity of the person actually saying that. And then a lot of times if they don't know the person, you don't have no feeling for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just be that thing that you want to say. I give my condolences, but you don't even know the person, but it's out of respect.
Yeah. But no, so I went to her house to see her. This is what I was talking about. That, and so I've never been to her house before. I used to work with her. And I just remember how close her daughter was, how close her daughter was to her. So I knew this was like, oh my God, so I get there, I don't know anybody there except for Lisa, so, but as I'm leaving, she's introducing me to her nephews, and they're all, some of them are standing outside, and so one of the nephews said, yeah, I knew you weren't from here. And I'm like, how did you know that? Because Travis say all the time, because I'll be like, I'm really a country girl. He'd be like, you're not a country girl.
We cannot get, I don't know what it is, but country people know. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the point I was making, is that they were like, oh yeah, we definitely knew you were not from here. And I was like, that's what I'm thinking, like New York, I think really gives you like I don't know, it's something about it,
They always say that it's something about a New Yorker.
Yeah.
It's
and I mean, I'm
about
not from New York, but I think just being from the north. It really, I don't know, I think it gives you a bigger.
The amazing thing about that is I used to think that before I came down, because New Yorkers, we have a mentality of go get, and you gotta do everything, and nobody can say nothing to you, don't speak to me, all that kind of stuff. So when I came down here in 2000, it was like I had to adjust to the courtesy, to the people talking to you about anything. They telling you where their mother lives and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, because I think New Yorkers have a survival mentality. Right. And down in the South, people have a comfortable living type of mentality. And so once I've learned that, I made it back in touch with our Southern roots, because this is how we are. Right. The cities is what's getting us into doing any city. So New York have to be one of those major big cities to where we had to get out of the South to have a better life, only for us to make that that trip back
exactly.
and to now enjoy our life because slavery's over. So
yeah.
I think those are the things that while we went up to North, well, my grandfather actually left because my grandmother was born in Savannah and my parents is from Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
So I always had the urge to come back.
And
so when I finally was able to come back in the 90s, driving down here, going back up, I said, I want to live in the South.
Yeah.
Much more space.
Man.
Much more room.
Oh my goodness.
You don't have to have a neighbor right there.
Right.
I mean, and then raising them, they have a different mentality than my New York kids. So it's like, wow, you see the difference.
Yeah.
When I go to New York, people be like, are you from here? Like they be asking, am I from here? Unless I talk. And then you have to put your New York mentality back on.
Right.
So it's always, I think traveling helps too.
Yeah.
When you're able to travel the world and expose different things, you get to see your own people in other environments.
Exactly.
Like when I went to Jamaica, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to, supermarket, they can
You
climb
can go
on the
out
tree.
inside, right? It's a
I
tree
watched
right
the
here
guy
with
go to
mango.
the tree, cut a coconut, have his little stand, and was chopping coconuts for us when we got off the ship. I'm seeing them fish. I mean, like that lifestyle is like they live off the land.
Yeah.
And we got to go to freaking Walmart.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
And the food don't even taste it.
It don't the same. So
gross.
everything about when you go other places and you just see like, man, we everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
But
that's the one thing. Yeah. So this has been an awesome. Thank you so much. I'm
You're
so
welcome.
honored
You are so welcome.
that you are here today. I'm just so grateful for this. I'm so grateful that you brought your children. I'm like, oh my goodness, we really got to get it straight. You know what I'm saying?
It's an honor for me too, meeting you on the level that we are now. Because I've seen you a lot of times, but it was always in the distance.
Right.
I've never was able to talk to you or anything to see where you are. So for me, looking at you now and our relationship now is beautiful.
Yes.
It's so beautiful, man. Because you never know. You don't know a person until you actually talk to them.
Yeah.
Because you be like looking at people like, oh man, I wonder how, and you get this little thing there. But when you actually sit down and talk to somebody, you're like, they cool.
Right.
So I'm honored too to be here.
Yes.
And for you to ask me to do this, it was an honor.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
So, 3 things that I am always rooting for you. You can do anything you put your mind to. And that I love you. And I'll see you soon. You take care.